Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Hindu Editorial Reading Vocabulary Pictorial Analysis presenting by Diction Addiction. Today at under pictorial primer, the relevant pictures will be discussed first, then we'll move to the next section. If you look into the world statistics of the corona in the world, as of today, this is the data I've collected from the WHO, World Health Organization. 81 million people are suffered with the or affected with the corona. Around in that, 50% of the people have recovered, 45.9 millions, and you see around 1.77 million. That means almost 11 lakhs of people have died because of corona. If you look into the country wise, the United States in the tops in the table, where it stood with the almost 20 millions of cases and almost 3.34 3,34,000 people have died. The next position comes to the India, where 10.2 millions of people affected with the corona. And the data shows that deaths are corresponding to the 1.48, that's 1.5 lakhs people have died with the corona. So next place goes to Brazil, Russia, and France. So it shows that, the table shows that United States is suffering a lot with the corona, so cases wise as well as death wise. In the today's article, you can see three words which are very critical to understand the today's article. That's a pandemic. As you all know that what is pandemic? Pandemic in the sense the disease or a condition which is globally present at that moment. So if you see, pandemic is basically global epidemic, an epidemic that spreads to more than one continent. Epidemic is widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time. Endemic, a disease condition regularly found among the particular people or in certain area. In a way, pandemic is a disease which spreads throughout the world. Epidemic is you can say country-wise, and endemic means a particular section, a particular people who are generally suffering with that disease. So in picture you can see in the globe, endemic, first one is the endemic, where highlighted spots are there, means a particular section in that particular community are getting affected with that's what you say endemic. Epidemic means a large proportion of people who are suffering with the one continent or one country. That's what you say epidemic. And pandemic means it's a globe, throughout the globe. Everywhere, widespread of the disease throughout the globe, you say pandemic. Then this is a section called as treasure hunt. Treasure hunt in the sense we'll search for new words and learn the new words. That's why I say it is treasure hunt. Under this section, we'll learn the words which are very looks like typical, but they are not typical. If you understand these words, probably we'll understand or enhance the today's article at 100%. Wariness. Wariness means caution about possible danger or a problem. Rage, it's to prevail uncontrollably. It is present in the particular situation, particular condition in a large quantity. You cannot control it. That's what is a rage. Example, rage, violence. Scaling. SCALING, scaling. It means having the ability to grow without being hampered. So it's growing continuously. It might without much without stops. That's what you say scaling. The next one is rolling. 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 It's meaning moving by turning over and over an axis. Means it's rolling. It's slowly moving or it's slowly moving. That's what you say rolling. Middling. 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 Meaning moderate or average in size or amount or rank. So middling in the sense, so you are giving some amount of time or space or say rank. That's what you can use in middling. South, it's you don't confuse with the south, north, that one. Here south in the sense below. Barring, 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 except for. You are except, if suppose if you are barring from the entry into the some stadium, you say you are not allowed. That's what you say, except. Denoted, DENOTED, denoted. It's a sign or indication. So every room or every place is denoted with the name or a symbol. That's what is a denotion, denoted. Widespread, WIDESPREAD, widespread. It's present in everywhere. That's what widespread or ubiquitously found or distributed over the large area or number of people. COVID is widespread disease. It means overall it's present everywhere in the world. Reflected, REFLECTED, reflected. Reflected in the sense an effect produced by the an influence. So hanger, the reflection in the sense there would be a action reaction. You say it is a reflection of action is a reaction. That's what is you say reflection or reflected. Apparently, 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 as far as one knows, one can see. It's apparently means, it's based on the person. Apparently, I saw that one, that's what you can say. Zero survey, it's a biological term. SEROSURVEY. So, zero survey, meaning serological survey where specimen obtained from the selected population are tested for antibodies to respective virus. See, generally zero virus conducted in the population to test the how many people are suffered or affected with the particular disease, especially COVID-19. It is most of the people are asymptomatic. So if you collect the blood from those people and you check for the antibodies presence in their blood, then you say if at all you find antibodies but they are not suffered, they are asymptomatic. So serial surveys are conducted to test the spreading of disease in a particular community or particular group or particular area. This serial surveillance will help in the to say possible spreading of disease in particular area or particular country. Ravaged means RAVAGED, ravaged. It's severely damaged or devastated, completely damaged. That time you can use a ravaged word. Lessen, 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 make or become less or diminish. So the COVID-19 virus spreading became lessen, means its spreading is became less. These are the words we learn under the treasure hunt. Next, we'll move to the reading of article. Today's title is Easing Off on Coronavirus Situation in India. As 2020 draws to a close, Indians will look forward to the new year with weariness and hope after suffering one of the worst years in history, health-wise. Nearly 148,000 people registered death due to COVID-19 and economically loss of livelihoods. The pandemic continues to rage. Daily infections and deaths are scaling fresh peaks in Europe. The US is closing in on 20 million confirmed cases and 3.4 lakh deaths. And in some countries in Latin America, cases have remained high and are rising. In contrast, while India still registers the highest number of daily infections and deaths in Asia, the daily rate has come down significantly to 7-day rolling average of less than 24,000 cases and 250 deaths between December 20th to 26th. From the, from the peak of close to a lakh and more than 1,000 deaths a day in mid-September. These are much lower number compared to the US and comparably fewer than those registered in large countries in Europe and Latin America. India still tests a middling number, 732 tests and 115.8 confirmed cases per million compared to the rest of the world. The rest testing numbers have fallen slightly in the past month, but the significant drop in the recorded deaths suggests that rather than experiencing a new peak in daily infections and deaths, India still remain in the down phase since the September peak. That the case and the death curves are headed further south is a good sign for the health infrastructure. While no other country, barring the US, has reached or crossed the per day peak of nearly 1 lakh cases that India registered in September. The lower number of cases registered recently, even as the country eased its physical distancing measures and travel restrictions and went through the festive season, might have come as a surprise. But as virologists Jacob John and MS Sheshadri have argued, the peak in September denoted the pandemic's widespread nature in urban and semi-urban areas and was reflected even more apparently in the ICMR sero surveys. These sero surveys revealed a much higher number of infected. These sero surveys revealed a much higher number of undetected infections, many of them asymptomatic. Before the September peak, as the virus ravaged the urban centers and spread to rural areas, the virologists estimate that nearly a third of population had already been exposed, indicating that half of the herd immunity level required to end the spread had already been reached by mid-September. This explains why daily case and fatality rates stay low and also suggests that after India begins its vaccination drive, the epidemic should ease further and could become endemic. This does not lessen the danger of local outbreaks and the complications of the spread of new variants from the abroad. The standard safety measures, mask wearing, hand hygiene, absence of crowding, and renewed testing and tracing must remain. This is all about reading the article. Now we move to the nutshell. Under nutshell, just I want to summarize the article as well as my opinion. If you look into the article says that in the world, US is the topmost affected country, followed by Latin America and Europe. And still, the people in the America and Europe, you see lockdowns, and lockdowns are prevailing. Probably because of their conditions. It spreads quickly in this in the winter. Because the air flow is very high. So you see, and survival rate of the virus also becomes very critical in that condition. And the second point I want to tell you here, that even though in India, uh, COVID peak we saw in the September, and from September to December, it's closely going down, 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 down. What it says, and what it says that we have reached the peak in September, and followed by it has reached to the every nook and corner of the country. Urban is cosmopolitan to cities, cities to towns, town to the rural, rural to the very far from the even jungle also. So by September, we everybody have know that there is a coronavirus from the every corner of the this country. The serious surveys also says that it reached to every part of India, and it indirectly indicates that around 50 to 60% herd immunity acquired in this country. So in generally, herd immunity, if your population reaches to 60 to 70%, uh, that's enough to control the disease. In the sense, the asymptomatic affected person won't spread the virus to others. So when a herd immunity is acquired, automatically the spreading of the disease would be reduced. At this moment, almost the Indian government has taken initiation to go for vaccination. So when you do the vaccination, there would be a further reduction in the spreading of virus. It goes close to the 80 to 90%. Almost in the next 1 to 2 months, they want to vaccinate 30 crores of people, which are under high risk. Healthcare workers, frontline workers, people with the age of 60 and above, and people with the age of below 50 with the comorbidities. So right now you see, as survey says that 60 to 70% of the people are having the, you say 50% herd immunity, and another 30% or 25 to 30% we are going to get the immunity with the vaccination. So I do say that once the government done with the 30 crore people vaccination, then we will be free of the corona by next 2 months. So within 2 months, I'm saying that naturally we have 50 to 60% immunity or herd immunity. Another 30% will be getting through the vaccination. So at the end of March, we are going to free from the virus, is spreading virus, but there is a constant threat from the through from the other routes, like a new variant. You all know that virus is RNA virus which can mutate. So mutated virus can come from the many other countries through the different routes. So local outbreaks and mutated variants from the other country, they can come inside, come and they may again spread. So, but overall, in the next couple of months, there would be a good time for people to go back to their natural things. This is all from my side. Thank you all for listening, and watching my videos. If at all you like, leave a comment. And if you don't want to miss, just subscribe the channel. Thank you all.